A lot of people have asked me about my Patreon. TJ, where'd your Patreon go? Stuff like that. My Patreon is pretty much defunct. I now use the Drunken Peasants Patreon. Even if you're not a fan of the Drunken Peasants podcast and you're only a fan of The Amazing Atheist, I would ask that you give to that Patreon, and if you want to do that. There's lots of little perks available and stuff. You can check that out down below in the description section. That's pretty much all I have to say. So there's a Minnesota dentist named Walter Palmer, and he's been getting a lot of hatred lately because he shot and killed Cecil the lion, who apparently was a celebrity lion that a lot of people knew. I never fucking heard of him, but apparently a lot of people knew him because when Cecil got shot and killed by Walter Palmer, the dentist from fucking Minnesota who paid $55,000 for the privilege, people freaked out like, Cecil's dead. Never mind the fact that, 9.1 billion animals were slaughtered last year for consumption in the U.S. None of them had names. There was no, Greg the chicken, I can't believe they fucking killed Greg! We should have listened to Little Shop of Horrors because it warned us. Dentists are straight up sadists, You go to their fucking office, they start stabbing at your fucking gums. They're like, your gums are bleeding. You don't floss enough. It's like, no, it's because you're fucking stabbing them, you piece of shit. Dentists are the kind of people that pay $55,000 to travel halfway across the world just to kill a beautiful, majestic, endangered fucking animal. And just how fucking endangered are lions, by the way? They say that there's only 15 to 25,000 lions that are left in the wild. And every year, motherfuckers like this stupid dentist kill 600 of them. Now, because everyone pretty much agrees that what this guy did was shitty, and he's probably a shitty person, the internet hate mob has struck. They filled the Yelp for his practice with negative reviews, mostly facetious shit like, I went to this dentist and he shot me and skinned me and mounted my head on his wall. 1 star. Personally, I would give that experience at least 2 or 3 stars. Death threats have been pouring into this guy. You see that his office is covered in little stupid teddy bears and shit and signs saying, how could you kill Cecil, you murderous fucking degenerate scum fuck? Have you no sympathy? Have you no remorse? In fact, let me read you some comments I found on the internet just casually browsing around.
He needs all of his teeth removing with a masonry drill for starters. Hopes some animal rights members blow his head off when he decides to crawl from under the rock he's hiding under. Same for all the so-called big game hunters. Nothing but cowards.
Here's another one.
Yeah, I would hunt that dentist down and extract every one of his teeth with a pair of rusty pliers, chisel, and hammer. Of course, that would be after I shot him with an arrow so he couldn't run off like a little bitch.
As I mentioned before, trophy hunters kill about 600 of these endangered lions every year. That's approximately 2% of the entire population of lions left in all of Africa. And 64% of these trophy hunters are American. I see this recurring question happening over and over again. Why? What kind of person gets this thrill from killing a lion? So I decided to pay a visit to a website that can hook you up with some lion killing action. It's called bulletsafaris.com, and you can pay them for them to take you to Africa so you can hunt lions, leopards, elephants, even fucking hippos. Yeah, you can pay some money to go to Africa and straight up cap a fucking hippo. Anyway, here is Bullet Safari's rhetoric on the hunt of the lion. It is said that you hunt leopard with your brain. Well, if that were true, none of these fuckers would have a job hunting leopards. Elephant with your feet, buffalo with your guts, and you hunt lion with your heart. Lions can be hunted throughout Africa and are a fantastic hunting experience. These big cats are prized trophy and are pure excitement to hunt. you are scared 3 times during a lion hunt. First, when you see the big tracks on the ground. Second, when you hear the lion's mighty roar. Roar! I'm a lion! Roar! Actually doesn't live up to the hype when you hear it. And third, when you lay eyes upon him. They got this really dramatic shit, you know? I think this kind of explores the mentality of these people doing this. I think the most telling line is, "You hunt lion with your heart!" You know, this heart shit is very important to a certain segment of people. There's a lot of guys like, no one can beat me in a fight because I fight from my heart. I fight from my heart. Yeah, well, I fight with the laws of fucking physics, bitch. Here's a brick. Bam! That's what I think of your fucking heart. And what a pure heart the owner of this site, Nathan Askew, has. Yes, his last name is really Askew. Actually, let me take up a moment to look up the definition of the word askew. To one side, out of line, in a crooked position, awry. Definition 2, with disapproval, scorn, contempt, etc., disdainfully. Now remember, people got their last names based on their occupations and their characteristics and shit like that. Like, the reason my last name is Kirk is because obviously my ancestors had something to do with the church. So what did his family do to get the last name Askew? Well, they probably spewed out askew statements like this, which I think reveals the true character of Nathan Askew's heart that he uses to go hunt lions with. Animals do not have rights. The majority of the world has never even considered the idea of an animal having a right. America and Europe are the only places that have an animal rights movement. That's because the rest of the world is basically worrying about human rights and surviving. Survival that you most likely wouldn't understand. I am sure that as you read this on your iPhone, in your oversized living room, in your secure home with food in the fridge, you haven't even considered your survival. That's kind of an interesting card to play when your job is taking wealthy people across the world to go kill endangered species. What does that activity have to do with your survival? What a strange bait and switch. You know, it's not like you're wandering through Africa starving with only a rifle and a bullet, and you see a lion and you realize, it's either that lion or me. It's down to my survival. No, this is like a rich dentist comes to you and says, life just ain't exciting here being a dentist in Minnesota. I wish I could do something. Wish I could do something powerful with my life. I know, I'll kill a lion, because then I'll be powerful and cool. Because like the website says, there's 3 times you're afraid during the hunt of a lion, and it's the most exciting kind of hunt there is. You're hunting the apex predator of Africa. A symbol of power and virility. Therefore, when I kill it, I too will have that power and virility. And isn't that really the answer to the question of why someone does something like this? Because it's exciting and they think that it gives them power, and it's like, wow, I killed a lion. I'm a truly manly man. No one is impressed. No one thinks that about you. No one hears, I traveled across the world to kill a fucking lion, and thinks, wow, what a badass. Everyone just thinks, wow, what a fucking asshole. But these guys are not assholes. They're conservationists. They're actually saving the fucking lions. These animals have a price on their head, and it's a great thing. The system works and creates a value for these animals. Things of value tend to be taken care of, and thus the animals are able to pay for their existence in this ever-shrinking world. The money goes to government to fund their national parks, anti-poaching patrols, animal studies, and education of the local people. Yes, because it's so clear when you look at pictures like this that this guy cares deeply for the welfare of these animals. It's a good thing there's a price on Cecil's head. Yeah, because that helps all lions. Because hunters have a vested interest in continuing to hunt lions, so they want to keep lions around more than anybody does. Because, of course, the only motivation for wanting lions to exist is so that you can kill them, right? Yeah, no one else gives a fuck if the lions die out. Only the hunters truly care. You know, we want to protect these animals by blowing their brains out and skinning them and mounting them on a wall. All right, I've already run a little bit long on this one, but I have one more thing to add to all these people who attacked the dentist Walter Palmer. Just in the same way that killing this lion as a symbolic act to show what a badass he is stupid, you persecuting this guy and trying to destroy his life to punish him for what he did is equally stupid. It's equally pointless and it's equally symbolic. If 600 lions a year are being killed in this way and everyone's paying around $55,000 to go and do it, then that means that this is a $33 million a year industry. And that's just for the lions. That's not for the hippos. That's not for the crocodiles. That's not for the leopards. That's not for all the other crazy African animals you can pay to hunt. That's just for the lions. So don't attack one dentist who was pathetic enough to think that killing this majestic creature would make him a man. Instead, blame this industry. Blame this fucking mentality of, this is exciting. This is an adventure. It's not an adventure. It's a pathetic quest for pitiful people to feel powerful and important. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm the Amazing Atheist. Peace the fuck out. If you enjoy these videos, subscribe to my channel by clicking that annotation somewhere down there.